Welcome to another edition of Swim Easy Speed. Today we're going to be looking at Island, who posted a video up on Slowtwitch. She's looking to improve her stroke. She got some recommendations to use paddles, and paddles it looks like that are too big. And I just wanted to kind of show I'm not a big fan of paddles for triathletes, especially for beginners. They tend to create a lot of problems in the stroke. And what you'll be able to see from this, these two videos, so this is kind of a before and after. So before she started using paddles and then after. And you'll be able to see kind of some of the changes in the stroke. And, the changes in the stroke aren't good. Her tempo slows down. It goes from like 2.2 to 2.4. The hands, basically the dropping of the elbow on the reach kind of worsens a little bit. The hand tends to go up, which worsens that. And then even worse is her back end is even lower. These are kind of some of all the things that I've seen in the past when people use paddles that really don't have the mechanics for it quite yet. And you really want to build up that distance per stroke, build up the technique of the stroke, and then after that, start to add in paddles, but not before, because this is kind of some of the stuff that you can run into that just isn't, that becomes really, really difficult to fix. So what we'll see is this is just kind of the regular speed. Here's the two at kind of more slow motion. I'm going to slow it down even more. So you can see right here, so on this after, you can see how the hand starts to skyrocket like that, just swoop up to the top. And we'll look at the video at the end will be basically what's going on when she's got the paddles on, and you'll be able to see a little bit better what's happening. So you can really see like right there, especially with that hand coming out. And then, you can definitely see that the angles here have changed and not for the better. She's in a much more kind of basically back end is down, so all of that becomes drag. She was in a lot better position before she started using the paddles. And you'll even see kind of in the video when she's got the pull buoy on that her hips are still pretty low even with the pull buoy on. So, yeah, I mean, that's some of the stuff that I typically see from athletes that, number one, use paddles that are too big for them, and then number two, just use paddles and pull buoy a lot. So here it is with paddles, and what you'll be able to see is of some of what's going on. So you can see right, here, what's going on is you're getting all this feedback from the paddle right there. So then it kind of, if you're not accustomed to using paddles or your stroke mechanics aren't that great yet, you're getting all of this feedback from this pressure on the hand. So it's encouraging the hand to go up a little bit like that, to kind of sky upward a little bit towards the, because you can feel it, all that pressure right there. It's lifting the body up a little bit. You can feel that, especially if your core is engaged. But then what happens is when you take them off and you don't get that same kind of feedback. It tends to create the problem that we saw earlier, where that hand skies up, because you can see right there as she's driving forward, the hand is staying in that position instead of going more like that, and then which would then lift the whole body up on the water. And then you can see here, even with the pull buoy on, her hips are fairly low. She's got that gap right there between the top of her butt and the water line. So yeah, that would be my cautionary tale of paddle use with kind of triathletes that are trying to fix their stroke. And there's a lot of other better ways to kind of go about doing this to get what you want, which is get your core engaged and get higher on the water. You could use a chute. You could do shorter repeats. You can use drag socks with paddles. You can use drag socks with some of the Aquavolo paddles that really emphasize that high elbow catch in the front. So there's a bunch of different ways that you can do it that are much better than pull buoy and paddle. So and don't create these problems that we've seen. So as always, thank you for tuning in, and please like, share, comment, and subscribe. It always helps out.